So all in all, a good result. However, we just got back to the car, and because the roads were closed this morning and I had to go a round ass way to get to Crown where I was going to park, I just parked in the basement car park, which has now cost me $50 for parking. Sometimes it just do be like that.
Welcome back to week 4 on the road to Melbourne. Big week this week with the ASICS half marathon looming at the end of this training week. And even though I'd been telling everyone I was going to use it as an expensive long run, I'm just going to take it easy, there was a part of me that was like, nah brah, let's give this a crack. So the week kicked off in the usual way for a Norwegian like myself. I was on the treadmill for 10 by 3 minutes and I managed to tick my reps off at around 5:05 kilometer pace. My heart rate was actually really good, working from the 152 area on the first early reps all the way up to 164, with that max number I'm looking for to be 165, but trying to stay around that 155 to 165 kind of area is where I'm going for with this. I don't know if that's too broad, but that's where I'm going with. Tuesday evening, and I was back in the strength and conditioning mecca of Ballarat, Runners Prep. And as I always flog it off, this is the place that you want to go if you want to get serious about improving yourself as a runner. There are massive benefits through strength and conditioning to your running economy and just ensuring that your body is up to the task of logging long miles. Wednesday was a 60-minute easy run, and for some reason it was a struggle today. My heart rate was through the roof. I'm usually trying to make sure that it's under 70% of max heart rate here, and it was a struggle today. I don't know why, it just was.
Alright, Thursday morning, session 2 of the week. 3 by 10 minutes today, off 60 seconds. Doing it on the treadmill again. Aiming for 5:13s to 5:23s, I think. So we'll see how the heart rate goes with that. Let's go get it.
Thursday morning, and I was back on the treadie again, where I am doing all my threshold sessions, much to the disgust of my poor dog, which I'm actually really enjoying though. I know it's very different when you're running outside, the conditioning that can come from that, but I like that I feel like I can't really stuff a workout up on the treadmill. So I'm just sticking with that for now. Today's session, as I mentioned before, was 3 by 10 minutes, trying to lock into the 30 kilometer sort of pace area, which for me, I'm hoping is around 5:13 to 5:23.
All right, well, session complete, 3 by 10 in the bag. Stuck at 5:13 for the first 2 reps and then 5:13 for rep 3, but at about 5 minutes, heart rate started to drift a little high. So backed it off to 5:16 and finished off there. And it was pretty good. Had my T-Dog t-shirt on. So again, huge shout out to them. At least from putting it on this morning, at least 10% more Norwegian. So big shout out to that. Happy days, session done. Runners Prep this afternoon. Yeet yeet.
Thursday evening and back to Runners Prep. My Thursday session has a larger calf focus on it, so a lot of isometrics and plyos, where that Tuesday session is very hamstring focused. Friday morning, and the colt was calling back into the 38-degree inferno called Hot Temple. Sweaty ass ride for 40 minutes, hiding in the corner, riding in zone 2. Saturday I had the day off, but Ballarat XCR was here with a test over the national cross country course that was going to come here. So I went, my daughter ran over it. It was a pretty tough course, but it is an awesome layout. So it was really cool hanging out there for the day. And then the day was here. The ASICS Run Melbourne Half Marathon was upon me. So my alarm went off at 3 a.m, 2 bagels down, and away we went.
Good morning. It's Run Melbourne Half Marathon morning. It's a bit after 5 a.m, walking through an empty Crown Casino, which is very, very odd. Actually got lost in here because it looked so different with no people in here. Didn't know where we were going. Figured it out. Walking to the race start now.
So this was my first Run Melbourne, and it was an amazing experience. A big shout out to everyone who helped organise this and the amazing volunteers that came out.
Alright, we're just on the warm up now. 29,000 people expected at this event. over yesterday and today, so there's a lot of people here. I'm just going to see how we go. I'd come with every intention to run it easy, but we'll see.
I was really happy with how my run went, and the event is in a world of its own in regards to this amazing video it provides you with after your run. A huge up to ASICS and Run Melbourne. Course-wise, it's an interesting one. It is cool to run through Melbourne, but I can't say I was a massive fan of the layout of the course itself, but each to their own. I had aimed to head out there and stick at 5:13s and just see how I felt and how my heart rate responded. If I started drifting north of 165, I was going to bring it back. But surprisingly, I felt really good. I made it about 16 kilometers in at 5 kilometer pace, and I was feeling pretty good. Then my right calf started getting a little sore, that kind of cramp-like feeling, and then my left quad went the same way. I didn't get cramps, it was just kind of sitting there. I'm not sure if that's a hydration issue in regards to I was drinking water instead of electrolytes and I sweat a lot, or if it's like a running economy issue that's being exposed in regards to what my body can handle at a certain pace for a certain time frame at the moment. The good news is my heart rate wasn't spiking as my body was going downhill. So even though my legs were starting to feel it and get heavier, my heart rate stayed consistent and I just pushed on to the finish. I ended up smashing a 3-minute PB from my last half marathon I did back in February, so I'm one very happy runner. A big shout out also to Ballarat boy Ben Stevens, who won the event in 68 minutes. Absolute weapon. I don't hate you at all.
Melbourne half marathon completed. It's a bit gutted, my watch came up short, but I'm taking it. 145 something. So my last one was 148, so that's good. Went fairly well. Calf's got a little bit crampy at about K16, and my quads also weren't very happy. But all in all, happy days. Big thanks to my support person for coming down here. Juz got out of bed, came down with me, which meant I didn't have to do bag drops, so that was huge. Wasn't a big fan of the course, but it was cool to run through Melbourne all the same. And as you can see, I don't have my medal around my neck because I'm not a finish medal wanker.
Alright, back in the car, about to go home. My support person, she's very supportive today. So all in all, a good result. However, we just got back to the car, and because the roads were closed this morning and I had to go a round ass way to get to Crown where I was going to park, I just parked in the basement car park, which has now cost me $50 for parking. Sometimes it just do be like that. Good run, 145, new PB. We'll keep going. We'll see you next week.